But yeah, Irvine. I was born in Newport Beach. I grew up in Irvine. I went to University High School, and then I went to college.
What'd your parents do?
My mom was eventually in education.
Really?
After many odd jobs, and my dad's a musician.
What kind of musician?
He's he's old time rock and roll.
Really?
Yeah, he did a country album.
But like guitar, drums, bass?
No, piano, keyboards and sax. He played with the Righteous Brothers for like 20 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you go to concerts?
Yeah, I'd go to the shows and
could you
sit up there, and that was a real treat to sit in the lighting booth and watch the shows.
Was it like, did anything become like, I know that once you watch an actor over time, where you there's some weird moment you have where you're like, oh, it's a show. They're not just, like when they improvise the same joke.
Oh, right.
Where you're just sort of like...
Well, I knew the patter.
Yeah, right.
But my perverted thing was I was always really proud of them. I was like...
Of the Righteous Brothers?
I was of the patter. It's like, it's really working well tonight. They're doing great.
So you got
but I didn't have that disillusioned thing of,
oh,
they say the same thing every time.
No.
And they have the same pauses, and they have the same fake laughing at each other's jokes. My thing was like...
Professionals.
God, professionals and... Last night, not so good. Tonight, wow. The fake laughing is extra good tonight.
And your dad just was like in the back in the band?
He was road manager for a little while when I was really little, and then he was just band leader. And
so they were already like past their prime and just touring, and
they were still a big touring gig.
Yeah. Nice guys?
Nice to me. Well, they had little rises because Bill Medley had the big hit with Dirty Dancing, the Time of My Life song.
Oh, that was one of the Righteous Brothers?
And then in Ghosts they used Unchained Melody, which is Bobby Hatfield. So then that gave them another rise. So they'd have these little moments where they'd become relevant again.
Right, and then Top Gun.
And Top Gun.
That was huge.
You lost that love and feeling. So there was always these, even though they were they'd started in the 60s, they were still getting big crowds 30 years later.
Isn't that wild about those bands? It's happening now with like bands we grew up with. Did he have any comedian friends like they used to open for the Righteous Brothers or anything? Were there people that in the world of comedy that he knew?
Tom Dreesen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's an important guy. Tom Dreesen. Unionized the comics in the early 70s.
That's right.
Yeah. So Dreesen used to open for the
big thing in front of the Comedy Store.
Right. That was all Dreesen.
The guy committed suicide.
Right, Steve Lebitkin.
Yeah.
It's a good book that I'm dying up here. Just check it out. I recommend it to everybody. But he's an interesting guy. He was like a union organizer. You never would think that.